Hi and welcome once again to the greatest show ever. Today we'll do something different as usually on our greatest show, in my opinion. You know that we need to keep the gray away, and what better is 1 hour of painting. Yes sir, 1 hour of painting. So I have managed today to paint about 1 hour. Well, I think it was 1 hour 5 minutes or 7. Actually, I didn't have any count. So what I did today is paint these Romans. Well, yes, we are back at the Roman times. The Pompey army is great. So I managed to paint them as much as I could in an hour. I managed to fill in these two guys with the black on the chainmails, and this. Don't paint them white if there are a lot of metal on them, like I just did, because you will be sitting here and driving in paint in the grooves, right, in the lower holes of the chainmail. And I see now that is something that came up. You know, the color doesn't really get into the grooves. That's good. So when you look at the chainmail, you will see like a more or less black area, and then you have a little white light looking at you. It's very annoying, you know. So these guys are good done. The only thing we're gonna do now is just to better up the tunics that are light blue. And I can talk about some colors when I paint. I'm using these ones for let's see how it's crystal blue. You see how it's crystal it is? We can compare it to the deep blue. You know, these guys comes in bottles, and it says that it's 100% match on the stains here, right? But actually, I think it's well, it's rather close, but I always paint on the top, because if they are standing like this, you don't see them, all right? The only thing you see is a white screw cork on top of it. Yes, so it's easier for me to pick up the color I really want. So that's a tip you can take home with you after the show. You can paint, well, you don't paint every white cork or lid the same color, because everything's gonna be blue. You need to take the same color as in the bottle. Okay, that's good. So you don't misinterpret and take out like a green bottle and it's blue on here. So you think it's you painting blue, but you painting green, and it can be really shocking, especially when you sit up night and like fiddling with the same button all over it again. So anyway, I managed to do these guys, and we're just gonna finishing off them real good with some crystal blue from the Army Painter. By the way, the Army Painter has a new homepage. They have changed it a bit, so it should be easier to find what you're looking for in the on the home page. And I'm still waiting for the colors, the speed color or whatever they call themselves. It's the same principle as with GW, when you paint it just with one color, and you will get highlight and shadow in the same stroke. So you don't need to base coat and then you need to like shadow it, and after that you need to base coat again, and then it's light, highlight, and so forth. Yes, so this fellow is almost done with the improvement of the tunic. Well, actually the tunics on these units, now when I read it a little bit, because what I like to do is I like to really try to make them as they are. Well, it's rather hard for the orcs or the elves because we don't have any records on them. But like these ones, for example, they were paid in cloth. For example, these legionnaires, but they didn't wear the everything in the same color. They use the regular colors as were cheaper, so they have more or less this like light gray or light brown grayish kind of thing on the tunics as the color. And then I think the most differentiating parts of a legion, that's my opinion, was the shields, right? The shield was like the main color. And maybe the 3R is because we know they're standing in the 3 lines. You have the levies, first you have the velites, right? The ones that running around in the front of the lines. And then you have the 3R is at the back. And principals and the other ones, the first line, whatever it was called. Let me think. 3R hiatus, something like that. And so you have the 3 line of defense when they stand in these cohorts, these monopows. Each monopause compare of 2 cohorts. So anything. So I maybe messed up there a bit painting the whole legion in blue tunics, but it's more for a show actually. You can see the coherency of the unit marching down towards victory as the Romans did. And we are going to change history, my dear fellows. We and ladies, of course, we are changing it. So the legitimate general over the Republic, Pompey, we're gonna win. So we're gonna crush the Caesarian rebellion in one micro swift. We're gonna use our numbers to our advantage, and we're just gonna flood and try to put as many people in the flanks of the opponent as possible, more or less. Yes, so this is what we are going to do. So we are not really painting up to the black, because I don't want to take out the black again just for repaint, because you can go like over and over, right, until you get this great line. And we don't mess around with that, because it's a real waste of time. And this one, the centurion, or the leader of the, you can see on his helmet, right? He has his gladius, it's a short sword, if you forgot, rather like in front of his belly. Holding, it was real hard to get the paint between his arm and the torso, not to messing up the color of the flesh. So that was a really hard and difficult task to do. Right, the other one, the Optius, has this raised arm, right, holding his gladius a bit higher, so I can really manage to fill in the part that is like shown much easier. Unless this one was really hard. You see, he's like more or less shielding his belly from my brush, that little bastard. So anyway, we are on, oh, there you have. Here we have a big black spot right in the middle of the tunic, just beneath the sword here. And then we have some uneven brush strokes here as well. Maybe too much caffeine at the beginning of the evening tonight. Yes, something like that. Don't overdo it, because they're still gonna stand in line, actually, in a rather farther away from the eye. So if you're not gonna compete, because there are lots of painting tournaments that you can join. I remember in the before the internet really got exploded with Facebooks and stuff like that, you had this catalog for the winners of 2005, 2004 contest. There was a bit of black paint lost on the tip of the sword there. Now, what we're gonna do tomorrow, and we are really trying to be disciplined by an hour of painting each day. Yes, so as long as you are alone in the evening and you just like me take a dip of my yerba mate, it really fills out the taste. Try to, because it doesn't take that long to take up a cup of water and a brush and some paints, right? And just paint for an hour. So today is tomorrow we're gonna go with the leather belts, right? Leather belts, and the staff gonna be, I think it's gonna be wooden staff and maybe a golden statue of the ox on top, as I talked about earlier. I need to take a fast research about painting wolves, because we have a wolf skin here. I have managed to take a look at the lion. It's more or less the color of the lion skin in the face is rather the same. You have maybe the eyebrows that are a bit darker, and the snout or the nose is a little bit lighter, but you can do it later after you shadow it with some ink or brush or a soft tone, a dark tone. But the wolves, they have a bit lighter, so I need to maybe well, I won't paint the nose like pink, for example, but I need maybe have on the cheeks a bit lighter white or grayish. Excuse me, I got to sneeze. Oh dear God, that was a nice sneeze. Good that you have a distance. Yes, keep away from public like gathering, because the coronavirus is really spreading out fast and crazy. So we're gonna paint the belts, and we're gonna paint the scarabs, and now I see that this poor fellow has 2 gladiators. What are we going to do for that? He can't have 2. That's lesson. The guts is blasphemy. Oh dear, now I have a problem, because these 2 fellows has the gladiators in the scabbard and in the hands. Do I really have the technical? No, it's gonna be too hard. We're just gonna say that they have a spare one, because I can always like cut it out, but then I will need to. I think they're gonna be too exposed in the back for me to. It's too much job. Maybe underneath there, and this one I maybe can cut away. This one, but this one is. I think this one is too much or hell, let's do it this correctly way. We will try it tomorrow. You can see as I'm nipping my fingers real hard with the scalpel. So anyway, and what else we're gonna research if the color of the feather, the plumes on the head, if we want to have this light, very light gray, or maybe white, with a bit gray shadowing between the feathers. Or no, there wasn't a feather. There were actually, I think it was horse tails hair actually. So there was no feather there. They didn't have any feathers. It was fur on the other one as well. I just realized that. Anyway, and my little trumpet here, as you see, he has this broken thing. It's a bit wobbly. See, as it's wobbling around, it will break any moment. Any moment it will break. I tried to glue, but it's not the easiest way to do it actually. Because the area of where the glue fits, it's very, very narrow and small. So maybe I need to reinforce maybe from beneath with a bit of a dot or a little amount of super glue. Yes. And we will need to look at the heads of wolves tomorrow, and we're gonna go berserk with the scalpels on the side. Well, not on this one, but on the other ones. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. That's fun, and we can show you my latest for the Second Life. We have this Britain. They are actually very good painted because they're based already. So I don't know if you see the bases on these ones. These are already have this turf on them as well. So this we need to, I don't know if we're gonna clean them up or we just gonna like ink them and shadowing and highlight them and stuff like that, because they are a bit torn by the battle, scarred for life, poor peasants. Yes, this is what we do. And of course we will have an opening. Yes, we will open these ones, the Roman Legion. Well, it says that it's vLOG, but we'll use them as the other one. What was the name of them? It was Triaris at the back, Principles in the middle, in the front was Hastaris. Yes, Hastaris and Veladis. So that's the name of these fellows. Yes, good. Everything is up here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna say today, thank you for today, and we are gonna continue each day a short movie. I will present my work as I move forth, and I really hope that these guys will be done in this week, but because then I will have this for the 1 unit of my we can say that these are my principles, right? Because they are not, then we have the Triaris, but they had spears, and I have a box with guys with spears, not pilums. You know, pilums, this the Roman kind of short and javelin kind of thing with the metal frontal rod kind of thing that attached to a wooden rear part when they are throwing. Some say that they were supposed to break and bend so they can't throw back, but I think it was easier for them to replace the back part than the front. Anyways, and then so yes, we're gonna continue with that, and hopefully they are done. And then we have the Triaris with the spears, and the Hastaris, the front ones, the ones I just show you, and the Veladis, Valentines, or whatever you call them. So thank you for today, and remember, 1 hour a day keeps the gray away. Yes, so we don't need to be embarrassed of our gray shelf. We can really exponate the great Romans here, when they are later nicely based and so on. I will try to do this. We were gonna paint at least 1 hour a day, and I have the strength and the power. Continue. I will modulate. I will do some maybe Second Life, because we have lots of miniature that need help after their previous life. Yes. So once again, thank you for today, and remember always to clean your brushes thoroughly after each painting session, right? I have this cup from Citadel, right? You see it? It's rather nice. I can show you. The good feature that I always forgot is these like cuts here, so I can put my pencil like this, and you have these narrow holes here, or grooves, or lines, when you can like form the top of the brush, so it's nice and spiky. And then you have what's other important nice feature is the bottom of this cup isn't smooth. It's a bit wobbly, right? So when I put my brush in here, I can feel the wobbles, the uneven on the bottom of this cup, which means that the paint is really cleaning up easier from the brush than the way. It's called Citadel water pot. I would say it's more a mug or a cup, but it's a pot. I imagine pots are a bit different, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, thank you for today and have a great day.